Hello and welcome to the Restaurant Show. We are so excited to be bringing you today some fabulous guests. We have Phone In from Turkey Help On Demand by Chef Tony Sita. We are going to be joined also by the owner, managers, and several of the other employees and fantastic personnel from Babe's Grill and Bar on Madison's West Side. And Dashalitos Hot Sauces and Spicy Foods, where Rob Grether, the artist and creator of Dashalitos, is going to be showing us some spicy ways to make cranberry sauce. Join us all week on the Restaurant Show, where you can skip the rest and enjoy the best, only on Wisconsin's 57. Hello and welcome back to the Restaurant Show. We're so excited to be here today with Mr. Robert Grether from Dashalitos Hot Sauces and Spicy Foods. Welcome back, Rob. How are you today?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me.
Fantastic. Thanks for coming back. And thanks are in the air as it is almost Thanksgiving. It's kind of on the brain and probably on the table and on the stove. So I see here you're putting together something with cranberries. So tell us all about it, sir.
That's correct. I am going to be giving people a recipe for a spicy cranberry relish, or you could possibly call it a chutney.
Chutney. What actually makes it a chutney?
I assume it's just a conglomeration of stuff, but an amalgamation of stuff.
Amalgamation? What is the difference between a chutney and a salsa? Just kidding. This isn't a quiz show.
Yeah,
anyways, tell us about the cranberry chutney that you're going to make today.
I'm going to have to Google some of those answers for you.
Please do. That's what Google is for. But is this something that eventually is going to be able to be put on the side with your Thanksgiving dinner, on top of your turkey?
Yeah, I think it can be used in place of your traditional cranberry relish or cranberry sauce. I did bring some cranberry sauce today in a can just to give people an example of how you can do something in a more commercial setting. If you're someone like my family, sometimes uses just the can, just opens it up and gives it you get used to the ridges and everything.
People like that, it's tradition.
So yeah,
non-traditionally though, we have, if people out there need to know a little more about Dashalitos, he has been with us with the TV station here for quite a while. We're very proud. He makes a line of different hot sauces that you'll see in front of us, as well as mixes them to make different styles on traditional type foods, sides, main dishes, sauces, adds a little spice to a regular dish. So here we go with a cranberry chutney.
And I want you to keep talking because I'm just going to cut some things.
Well, tell us what we're doing here. Not everybody recognizes this in its natural form. I know what this is because I've worked with this before. So this is
ginger.
This is a ginger in the root form,
Ginger
right?
root, exactly.
Okay.
So I'm going to be making something with the cranberries that are fresh. So I don't know, for people who don't know it, fresh cranberries, they're just actual berries. So what I've done is I've bought a 12-ounce bag of cranberries before we got started because it was going to take a little while for them to boil. I put a little bit of water in here and then just basically dump some cranberries in. I already drained the water, but you can see that we've still got some steaming hot cranberries.
So it kind of starts to make them into a little bit of a, the berries themselves smush into a little bit more of a soupy thing. Do you have to do something with the peels, or does that become part of the
Nope, it just
sauce
goes
itself?
right into it.
Okay.
So what we're going to do now is we're going to just dump the softened cranberries into a bowl, and that's how we're going to get started.
And cranberries are fun to work with because Wisconsin is a big cranberry producer. So those of you maybe out there know that, maybe not, but there is much cranberry production in the state of Wisconsin. So it's a fun thing to work with. So a lot of the times you will find cranberries, I think produced and then put in the grocery stores by local companies.
Yeah, from what I understand.
So tell us what's happening here.
Basically just taking a little lemon juice. We're going to just do a little zesting.
So zesting is a thing, I think, that makes you sound like a chef, but what exactly does it mean, Rob? Tell us what about zesting versus like a juice.
I guess I'm taking this grater and I'm just grating some of the, the lemon peel. So you get some of the lemon juice that's going to kind of, go through the cranberries. I really brought this for the ginger because that's where the ginger is going to be really, effective to get it in. Otherwise you end up grating it or you end up slicing it into small pieces. But when you have a grater, you're able to use it and you're able to let it fall right in there, and then it mixes in nicely with whatever you're cooking or whatever you're using it for.
So what I'm seeing here is a cranberry sauce with some zested lemon and some raw ginger root.
That's correct.
And then what now is going to make it so it's Dashalitos
Well,
style
and that's where we end up with the spices. We are going to use the sweet heat today.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just in case people haven't caught on, what is the sweet heat? Describe that specific sauce.
So
please.
sweet heat is the candied jalapeno sauce that we have. So it's just what it says. It's sweet and then spicy, sweet like candy, and then spicy like with jalapenos. We've got a number of different sauces that I think would be okay here, but the reason I chose this one is really because cranberries are so kind of tart that I felt like this really did a good job of bringing some sweetness to it, changing the profile, and then also bringing some heat, a little bit of spice to it, and that's where you get to have, some fun with your more traditional cranberry,
It's a really beautiful color. It's turning into a really rich red, which I think for those people out there that are looking to have maybe a little bit of a specialized side in their cranberry for this Thanksgiving, you have something that looks really beautiful. It'll look really nice in a, glass dish out on your table like that, and also it will have some special flavors and some spices, and it's got the Dashalitos additive that makes it a local food for everyone to share in Wisconsin.
I'm not sure we're going to have bread at most meals, or you're going to want to put it on your bread, but I think good way to maybe give it a taste.
Well, this could absolutely be served as a little appetizer. I mean, that's very pretty to
correct.
have that right on time.
And again, this is really a simple thing.
That's very good. So the cranberries, like you said, are very tart and sour as a fruit themselves.
And a little bit more of that.
The sweet heat, yep, I would say you could probably do a little. I mean, if people haven't seen Rob before, he typically adds spice to taste. So you add a little, taste it, add a little, taste it, and depending on who you're serving or who's going to be eating the food itself, the spice comes on a little bit later, just so you know. You can continue to add a little bit of spice to make it spicier, and if you obviously need to take the spice back, you just add a little bit of the original component.
You can add a little bit of sugar if you wanted. Good. You could add, I had thought about even adding like some orange juice or like some blood orange.
That would be nice.
That would be kind of cool. Yep. To give it a little bit of additional sweetness, the sweet heat is great. It's got a nice kind of obviously sweet flavor, but for people who don't want as much spice, you could go with something, you can add raisins, you can add brown sugar, there's a lot of different things, and as Emily mentioned, a lot of what I do is just kind of on the fly.
On the fly. Well, I mean, true artists, chefs and cooks that create everything kind of off the cuff and on the fly, and then create it into a recipe that other people can share. So anyways, this is our Sweet Heat Dashalitos flavored cranberry sauce for your Thanksgiving meal of this holiday season. Thank you so much, Rob and Dashalitos, for joining us for the restaurant show. Stay tuned and catch some more after the break. Coming up next is Babe's Grill and Bar. Hello folks, and welcome back to the restaurant show. We are so pleased to be here at Babe's Grill and Bar at 5614 Schrader Road on Madison's west side. Thank you for having us. I'm going to make some introductions quickly here. This is the owner of Babe's Grill and Bar, Lynn Haker.
Good day.
Good day to you, sir. This is Craig Spalding, the general manager, and Mary Knight, a manager as well. And thanks again for having us, and welcome to the restaurant show.
Thank you.
All right, so we are going to find out today a little bit about Babe's and its history. Sir, take it away.
We started in 1988. I had worked for chains before that, but I had an opportunity. I had an investor that helped me get started.
Okay.
And we started on the corner of Whitney and Odana, right now where Nano's restaurant is. I'll give them a little plug.
Okay.
And we were there for 5 years. And it was really one of the first sports bars in the city of Madison. People always ask me how did the name come about, because we've had some strange inquiries about what it is now, just over the years. But at the time, I thought everybody had identified with Babe Ruth, and so he was kind of my sports hero growing up, and I wanted something short, something people could recognize, and so it became Babe's. And we started out. We were there for 5 years. This building was for sale. This originally was a Red Lobster.
Red Lobster. Yeah. I did not know that. Interesting. See, this is why we asked the history question here.
And they had closed and moved to the east side, and then it had been a couple incarnations after that. And then we came in and did our thing, and we've been here ever since.
Fantastic. And everyone here in Madison, this is a mainstay since 1988. Now we know the year that it started. Does know it as Babes. There's been many of us throughout the time of our township in Madison that have either dined, drank, or worked at Babes,
Correct.
myself included. So thank you for that brief history. Very, very enlightening. Craig, I was going to ask you, you have a long history in the restaurant and bar industry. Tell us a little about that, if you would.
Yes, well, welcome.
Thank you.
I've been doing this my whole life, pretty much. I grew up in a, a family with restaurants up north in
Okay.
Black River Falls, and came to Madison for school, and like a lot of other people, never really left. I did for a few years, but came back. Yeah. And I had my own restaurant and bar from '92 to 2009, Cafe Montmartre.
Very
and,
nice.
And really had a blast with that. And
I had a
then,
blast at Cafe Montmartre.
Oh, good.
Everybody remembers that place.
And
It's a good
did
one.
you dance on the bar? And
Another conversation.
Yeah. But after that, I went and worked at the Avenue Bar, and then a few other places in between, and I found myself looking for another job, and had run into Lynn 6 months ago or so. 10 months ago, I was working at Cafe Hollander, helped open Cafe
Sure.
Hollander, and then thought of coming to talk to him, and then we hit it off, and I really enjoy it here. I love the family atmosphere. It kind of reminds me a little bit of the Avenue Bar,
Yes.
you know, the supper clubbish feel,
Yes.
but with the sports. And the thing that astounds me the most, one of the most astounding things to me, is the length of employment that a lot of people have here.
Wow.
There's a lot of people that have been here for many, many years.
Yes.
So it gives it a really close-knit, teamwork feeling, which I think shows in the product and the just the general environment and the feeling that you get when you walk in here.
Yes, because I know from working in the restaurant and bar industry, the turnover is often very high. It's difficult to find staff who will kind of sign into that family, home away from home, second family feeling. Because really, when you work all the time with people, you need to get along with them and be able to associate with them in a productive way. And in a restaurant, I mean, you need to do that quickly and efficiently, right?
Right.
So if you don't figure out how to communicate well with people and work alongside and continue being nice to people, then that's a hard environment to manage. So well done with all of you. I think that. Oh,
I
please.
didn't mean to interrupt
Oh,
you.
not at all. Please
Right
go
now,
ahead.
it's one of our most difficult jobs is to find staffing and to find people that want to be around and actually understand customer service. Because if you listen and read surveys, service is a key priority, and so it's become really, really difficult for us and for every restaurant in the city.
Absolutely, and there's many, many restaurants in Madison, and it's hard to keep good staff there. I mean, it really is. I think that longevity is quite important and something that Babes should be well known for. So now all of you know that, and that's a wonderful thing to be able to tell everybody out there that you have this close-knit family environment here, and everyone's welcome and people stay. I think that brings me to Mary. How long have you been at Babes,
I've
and
been
what
here
keeps you?
for 13 years.
Wow!
And
congratulations, and to you
thank
too
you.
for that.
It's great. She does a
Some
great
days
job.
it's great, right? What keeps me here, it is like a family atmosphere, and it's my home away from home. And the people that I work with, the customers as well. We have a lot of, customers that are here every day. And I just enjoy coming in and seeing them and the new people. That brings those people have a lot of choices today.
Good.
So I feel grateful for
So it's
customers.
It's the customers make it the neighborhood feel.
They do.
The people, the staff make it the family feel. I've heard mentioned a little bit before, a little bit of a Cheers atmosphere and a Sam Malone kind of thing happening. This is a good thing. We only just have a short amount of time, and we've talked a lot about the service, which I know is wonderful. Having been part of the service years ago, myself having worked at Babes, and then also just coming to eat here, having worked with you thus far at the restaurant show has been so much fun. Tell me a little bit about what we have on the table. I know you're excited to talk
Sure.
about this, and they look delicious, even though it's morning.
Our philosophy here is the only thing constant is change.
Beautiful.
And so we are always trying to evolve. We've really gotten big into the craft beers and the small batch bourbons and whiskeys and a few of the scotches. And this is the Van Winkle family, and it's produced once a year. And we were very fortunate.
Once a year?
Once a year.
And it is bourbon, correct?
Bourbon.
Okay, Van Winkle bourbon we have on the table.
And we were fortunate enough to get a 10-year-old, a 12-year-old, and a 20-year-old. So
Wow.
it's almost like a cult following that it has. So it's
People
it's
like
just
their craft booze.
they do, and in Wisconsin especially. And it's just one of the things that we try to do here to keep on top of things, and it's always a difficult challenge.
Yes, well, you can come to Babe's. You can come and enjoy craft bourbon by Van Winkle, 10 and 12 and 20 year aged, correct? So these are going to be for the connoisseur. You can also come here and enjoy many delicious food items, which we are going to see as well. You can come here and meet this wonderful staff. Again, we are at 6614 Schrader Road, Babe's Grill and Bar, or just Babe's after Babe's Ruth. Lynn Haker, Craig Spalding, and Mary Knight, thank you so much for joining us or having us on the restaurant show here.
Thank you,
and
Emily.
Stick with us. Thank you so much, and we'll be back with more on the restaurant show. Coming up, we have a celebrity interview about Turkey Help on Demand with Chef Tony Sita. Hello, and thanks for joining us on the restaurant show. We are so excited today to have a special guest. Chef Anthony Sita is here to talk about turkey for Thanksgiving, because it is that time of year. So this Thanksgiving itself, talking turkey is getting a modern makeover. Starting this year, there is now turkey texting. The famous Butterball Turkey Talk Line is launching 24/7 texting, available the week of Thanksgiving. We are so excited to ask Chef Tony Sita a little bit of questions here about turkey texting. Welcome, Tony. Thanks for being with us on the restaurant show today. How are you?
Well, welcome, Emily. Thank you.
Absolutely. So tell us about the Turkey Talk Line itself and why you added texting this year.
Well, you know, we've done a number of surveys. We really like to keep up with what's going on in the trending today. And texting has become so popular. 33% of the people that we surveyed said, I'll text the questions in. So what we've done is we've developed a Butterball Turkey text line, which is 844-877-3456. And it's going to start today, the 11th, or November the 17th, and it's going to go through November the 24th. So if you've got that question, we're going to be open 24/7. So if you've got that little question that you want to have asked that we can immediately answer for you, you can text us. Plus, we also have, if you really want to speak to us, we've got 1-800-Butterball that you can call up, and you can actually speak to someone and give you, an immediate response over the phone. Or you may go on demand on our butterball.com. And we've got a number of things there that can help you out. We've got little videos that we can give you little snippets on how to carve, how to roast, how to take the temperature of the turkey. So there's a number of things that we can do there for you to help you to produce that perfect turkey.
That is fantastic, and it's so important to offer all of these different ways. Like you said, keep up with technology. People are texting a lot nowadays. Everyone always has questions about how to do their turkey best on Thanksgiving, and now they can either go on a website or call directly to the Turkey Talk Line. So speaking of questions, what are some of the most common questions people have for you on the Turkey Talk Line?
Well, the most common question that we have is, the thawing of the turkey. Today we actually call it, today is Thaw Thursday. And where if you've got a turkey, just to think about, for every 4 pounds of turkey, it takes 1 day. So if I got a 20-pound turkey, it's going to take me 5 days to defrost. Wow. So that'll give you that sufficient time to get the turkey defrosting. We like to keep it in the packaging that it's in, put it on a tray inside the refrigerator, and allow it to defrost for those number of days.
Wow, I had no idea
one of the other
it took that
things
long.
too is the roasting of the turkey. What are some temperatures are extremely important. We like to roast at 325 degrees. And then the other thing too is to making sure that we cook the turkey to its proper temperature. In the breast, we like to make sure it's up 165 to 170 degrees. In the thickest part of the thigh, we want to make sure it's up to 180 degrees. And as we roast, you're going to see it's starting to turn that nice golden brown. But if it starts to get a little bit too dark, we can take a piece of Reynolds aluminum foil about the size of a notebook sheet of paper and then tent over the top of the breast. And what that'll help to do is to slow down that cooking temperature of the breast and concentrate more heat onto the thigh, because it has to go up to a higher temperature. So those are some of the, the little techniques to help you make that perfect turkey.
Wow, thank you so much for all that useful information. I had no idea it took that long to thaw a turkey. That is fantastic, and all those temperatures we need to know, that is really, really helpful for those of us who have done it before or are doing it for the first time hosting at home. Absolutely, thank you, Tony. Now, we've talked a little bit here about the technicalities, behind thawing and roasting. How about you give us a few tips on how to jazz up your turkey and the presentation and some little hints you could give us along the way?
Jazzing up the turkey is probably one of the easiest and one of the best things that I like to do. You know, at my Thanksgiving, when we get the family together, I will deep fry a turkey, which I'll take around a 14-pound turkey, and within 1 hour, I've got the turkey cooked because I've injected it with some nice little flavor, nice little rub on the outside of it, and then allow it to deep fry for, as I mentioned earlier, between 45 minutes and 60 minutes. The other way that I like to do a turkey too is to smoke one. You know, I've got a nice little outdoor kitchen, and what I do out there is then I'll smoke the turkey, and it takes a little bit longer to do. You know, probably a 15-pound turkey may take an hour and a half. But what the flavors that you get from a, smoked turkey, the deep fried Thai turkey, and also the traditional method too.
Wow,
so you've got that variety of flavors.
There are so many different ways to cook a turkey. I love that you mentioned smoking it because I think that that's a new trend that's really getting very popular. So
very popular today.
If people have questions about different ways that you just listed in preparing their turkey, what do we need to do when we need help with our turkey preparation questions? Tell us exactly what to do to get the help from you that you just listed.
One of the best ways, we've got a number of experts here manning the phones. And, if you call us at 1-800-Butterball, we can answer those questions and they can cover it in grilling, roasting, smoking. We've got all those experts there that can help you there too. Or you can go online onto butterball.com and then you can look in there. We have, great little snippets of little roasting techniques, carving techniques, how to take the thermometer and use it to come up with proper temperatures. So there's a number of ways in there too. Plus, at butterball.com, there are a number of recipes that you can actually look up that can help to complement your Thanksgiving dinner.
Wow, well, thank you so much. This has been Chef Tony Sita giving us everything we need to know about roasting, smoking, grilling, deep frying a turkey. We have the Butterball Turkey helpline, turkey talk line, and turkey text line. All the information will be listed for you. Thank you again for joining us on The Restaurant Show, and thank you so much, Anthony Sita. Thank you, and join us again after the break.
Well, thank you, Emily, and have a happy Thanksgiving.
Thank you for joining us on The Restaurant Show, and we'd like to give thanks to all of our guests and restaurateurs who joined us today. Remember, life is too short to eat average.